Blessed be YAH, my strength,
Todd
teaches my
X.
hands to war and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. Yahweh, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the Son of Man that thou makest account of him?
Todd X Hebrews.
Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away. Bow thy heavens, O Yahweh, and come down. Touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning, and scatter them. Shoot out thine arrows, and destroy them. Send thine hand from above. Rid me and deliver me out of great waters.
Jeremiah 8
from the hand
and
of
8.
strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song unto thee, O God, upon a psaltery, and an instrument of 10 strings. Will I sing praises unto thee? It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a hand.
Hit that like button, beloved,
hand of falsehood,
on your way in the dough,
that our sons may be a plant grown up.
This video is a premiere. It's not a real live stream, even though it'll feel like it, kind of,
polished after the similitude,
because the brothers and sisters, you guys and gals, you'll have a chance to come in and interact with each other, although this video is being pre-recorded.
Of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. Happy happy is that people that is in such a case. Yeah, happy is that people whose God is Yahweh.
All praises to the Most High God and Him alone. Nobody else. No JC, no Yeshua, no Yehoshua, no Bahashem Yahweh. None of that garbage. None of that nonsense. This is an Old Testament only channel over here. We serve the Creator only. We do not care about any other deity or demigod. None of that. I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and this is your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. Make sure you smash that like button on your way in the dough. We always just wait a couple of minutes to give YouTube a chance to send out notifications, because YouTube does not like to send out notifications on this channel for obvious reasons. So we always got to wait a couple of minutes to give brothers and sisters a chance to realize that we in here, just in case you might have a chance and want to congregate. This video is a premiere. It's not a real live stream. It's been pre-recorded. Right now, as this is running in live time, as you're watching this on the actual premiere, it's Friday evening, early Friday evening sometime. Now, trust me, I'm definitely listening, but I am unable to use these, right? So I'm getting everything I got to get off while I'm looking in this camera. And you wonderful brothers and sisters, you can get your thing off when the premiere dropping right now as you're watching, right? But I will be unable to respond like that. But I'm definitely listening. Shout out to all of you wonderful Hebrew Israelites out there, scattered in all nations. It has been one very long week. I think it's fair to say I'm beyond exhausted. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's beyond exhausted. But we can just wait another 2 or 3 minutes to see if any brothers and sisters gonna make it up in here. And then we will just begin to glean through the scriptures, through the Old Testament. And we're gonna do a little bit of self-encouragement. That's what it is when you pick up the book and read, Ak. Sometimes there's going to be nobody around. There's going to be nobody around to read to you. There's going to be maybe no internet at some point. You're going to have to read, Ak, on your own. Or you're going to have to remember if you don't have any books around you. You're going to have to know how to encourage yourself with these words out of the Old Testament. Words are not just words. They are tools of creation and power. Also, before we get started, you beloved ones, you down below in the video description, there's a link to my new book called Bootstrap to Millions. The book is live on Amazon right now as we speak. The ebook, paperback coming soon. But right now, the ebook is live on Amazon. Link in the description, as well as in the pinned comment section if you're watching this on the playback. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Knowledge is increasing at a breakneck speed. Breakneck. And what a blessing it is to have a front row seat to see all of this stuff unfolding that many people can't even see because they don't have the eyes to see it. But all praises to Yah and Him only. We got the eyes. If you can see it, I want you to go in the comment section and say, I see it. All right? Be sure to hit that like button, beloved. no particular place that we're going in the scriptures. We're just going to do a little bit of bouncing around, a little zippity-doo-dah day. Can you dig it? Just a little zippity-doo-dah day in the Old Testament only. Because that's all we need. You don't need the other guy, the other God, the demigod, the guy who told you to drink his blood. You don't need him at all. The only thing you need him for is if you want the Most High to BK you, then okay, I guess you do need other gods. Because that's what's going to happen to you if you follow them or their teachings. Let me see. Check this out. We got to get back on track, beloved. When I say we, I'm talking about the nation of Israel. We got to get back on track. The whole world goes off of us. When we go off, the whole world goes off. We got to get back on track. We got to understand that we have physical power and we have spiritual power. But we only have spiritual power when we are obedient to the Most High Yahweh himself, when we're serving him and him alone and doing our very best to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. That gives you power. You have a certain amount of power that is just in you just because you are a human being. Remember, we talked about it the other night. For those of you who missed it, go back and watch. God in the flesh explained. Old Testament only. Go back and watch that live stream we just did 2 nights ago. God in the flesh. Old Testament only. God, look, you are not YAH, but YAH is inside of you right now. Not sometime in the future when the kingdom comes in. Right now as you are watching this premiere. Because it's not a live stream for real. Although it kind of got the feeling of a live stream. This is a premiere, a pre-recorded video ran in live time to let the family get live interaction and congregate with each other. Because I know that we need that. And since I'm unable to be going live this evening, I decided to hit the family with a premiere because we still need to be able to come together. And I know how important that is. That's why you see we here right now. Can you dig it? And when you turn to the Most High and him only, it's certain things that start to happen to you. Sometimes you can explain it. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can perceive it, but you cannot explain that to someone else. Not necessarily, and not right off the bat. Sometimes it takes a while to unfold. And sometimes, even when things will unfold, you just won't have words to explain what you're witnessing. You know what you're witnessing. You fully understand and perceive it. But as far as conveying that to somebody else, you might not be able to. Because the Most High God will flood you with wisdom. He'll flood you with knowledge beyond your time, beyond your years. He'll show you things. Look, speaking of show you things, shout out to Sister Tessa YAH, because I know Tessa YAH gonna like this verse right here. Tessa YAH, if you see this on the playback or the premiere, Jeremiah 33:3. Because what did I tell y'all, beloved? Sometimes you gotta encourage yourself. Sometimes you got to pump yourself up. You got to lift yourself up. Raise yourself up in your spirit. Everything happens in the spirit first. Your mind. Not your brain, your mind, beloved. Jeremiah 33:3. Read, call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things, fenced in and hidden, which you do not know, do not distinguish and recognize, have knowledge of and understand. Good gracious alive. One of the many reasons why I love this amplified version, y'all. This amplified version is going to amplify the message, whatever that is, as you can just see by that. I'm going to read it again because I had to come and read this because I told you the Most High will just, he'll start unloading wisdom on you. Jeremiah 33:3. Call to me. Not Yeshua, not Yahushua. Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things, fenced in and hidden, which you do not know, do not distinguish and recognize, have knowledge of and understand. Excuse me. Do you hear that? Call to me. That's what YAH is saying. Call to me. Not call to my only begotten son. He didn't say call to us. He said call to me. Who can hear that out there? See, many of you out there are calling to somebody else. So that's why a lot of the things that some of us on this channel know, a lot of people out there are not going to know or understand because you're calling on somebody else. Okay? When we get back to the Most High God and we call on him and him alone, like Jeremiah 33:3 says, he's going to show you things that you don't understand, things that you don't comprehend, all kind of things that you cannot fathom. One of those things is when you are serving Yah only and keeping his commandments, you are eligible for righteous divination. You heard me correct. If you are a Yah only follower, keeping his commandments and serving him alone, you are eligible for righteous divination. Even though many people don't understand that, because everything is not for everybody to understand. Only certain people can understand certain things. People will try to demonize you. They'll talk crazy behind your back. They'll slander your name. They'll say you're a warlock. You know how many people out there actually are lying on me saying I'm a warlock? And if you were to ask them, if they were to be put on trial and forced to produce proof or get put to death for not being able to produce proof, many of these people, not many of them, all of them, they would get put to death because not any person out there on planet Earth has one shred of proof that I'm a warlock or that I do witchcraft. But there's multiple people out there saying that shit in the shadows, though. Saying it in the shadows. Don't have a lick of proof. Now look, anybody can be a keyboard warrior and say something crazy, right, with no validity. With no validity. But, like I said, anybody out there saying that I'm a warlock or I'm doing witchcraft, if they were put on trial and they were in a position where they said, okay, you said Mr. Real Talk is a warlock and he's doing witchcraft, since you are saying that about him, you're charging him with that. That's a serious crime and a serious charge. And it is worthy of death. So anybody out there who's putting that kind of grease on my name, if they were in a jam like that and they said, okay, Now is your chance, and you have to produce the proof that he's a warlock or doing witchcraft. And if you don't, we're going to sentence you to death, public execution. You know what will happen, don't you? Every person out there saying that about me, they would get put to death because not one of you has a shred of proof. Not one of you. All you have is accusations without a lick of proof. And your emotions, many of you are led by your emotions, and you're pushing the same rhetoric that the church pushes. That's why I don't get mad anymore. I know I'm not a warlock. I know I'm not doing sorcery, but I know that most people are going to go with the general narrative. The general narrative is no power at all. Just go into your bed and hide and wait for the Most High. Don't do anything. That's the general narrative. I've been saying it for the last couple of years. If somebody from the Old Testament was to pop up on the scene, like Moses or Elijah, and they would be doing miracles, even putting some of our enemies to death, a lot of y'all out there would call them wicked. I know you would. I know how Israelites are. A lot of y'all out there would say, look at Moses killing all those Hamites. That ain't right, Ak. You didn't have to kill the whole entire Egyptian army, Ak. Ak, you're full of hate, Moses. You didn't have to kill them all. I know how Israelites are. Ain't nothing changed. If King David was roaming the earth today, or Joshua doing what they did back then, a lot of y'all, you would try to call the police on them. You would say, witchcraft, if you saw Joshua or anybody out there in the streets talk to the sun and tell the sun to stay still while they finish putting in work on their enemies. I know what many of you would say. This ain't right, Joshua's full of hate. He's filled with hate, That's how many of you are out there. And so it really drives you crazy when you see people who won't color inside of the lines. People who won't stick to the script that they gave us and that they told us to do. I don't care about none of that. And there's plenty of other brothers and sisters out there. They don't give a crap about conforming to no kind of system at all. The only thing I'm concerned with conforming with and conforming to is YAH only. I don't care about nothing else. Anything else anybody's talking out there, I could care less. Oh, Mr. Real Talk, he's a sorcerer. He's doing witchcraft. I could care less because I know something that you don't know. I know that you are a liar and you got no proof. Shame on you. Shame on you. Many of you are talking about something and speaking against something you have no knowledge about at all. And since you're petrified and terrified, you want everybody else to be petrified and terrified like you. The Pope said, hey, don't read the book of Enoch. So you said, hey, the book of Enoch is not canonized. You don't need that book. The Pope said, don't read the book of Maccabees. Don't read the book of Judith. Those things aren't canonized. You don't need that. And so you say, you don't need those books, all you need is the books that they said we can read. Do y'all see what kind of logic you're using? You're using slave master's logic. You don't need no other books. How conveniently. Just the ones that they said you can read, right? Those are the only ones we need. The ones that they said it's okay for you to read. How convenient. How convenient. I told you before, I'm a very bad slave. I'm a very disobedient slave. So no, I will not just be reading the books that they said it's okay. Hell no. And the fact that here it is 2026 and we still got brothers and sisters out there saying you only need the books that they said you can read. Do y'all really realize what you're saying when you do those kind of things? You don't need no other book. Just the ones they gave us. Even if you shrug off the New Testament, which we do, we don't care about the New Testament But the books that we do have in the Old Testament, they said it was okay if we read those. And so many of you out there trying to tell me, you saying the same thing that they said. Only the books that they gave us is accessible. Only the books that they gave us, those are the only ones we need. You don't need nothing else. At this point, all I can do is laugh. And I pray that the Most High God opens your eyes. And so that you too will not care about what the slave master has to say. So that you too will look in places other than the places the slave master said is okay. Because remember, the slave master gave us the book that we call the Old Testament today. For all you Torah only Negroes out there, the slave master, every book in the Torah that we got, he said, here you go. These are the book right here. These are the books in the Old Testament. These are the books that I accept and I say, yes, these are canonized. You're going to say the same thing that they say. You're going to push the same stuff that they push. Don't look anywhere else other than what the place that the slave master gave you. Don't look nowhere else. You don't need to look anywhere else. Don't look over there. Don't look over there. Don't look behind you. Just look right here. I'm giving you everything you need because I say so. Here. You see how demonic that is, fam? That's demonic. We've got to stop that. You got to stop. Listen to this. Because if you won't stop that, certain things you're just not going to be able to understand. Like what I'm going to read right here. This is letting you know. This is letting you know that righteous divination was a thing and it still is a thing. But it got taken away from the Israelites because of the wicked leaders. When the Most High has his light shining on you, you are in full powered up mode, capable of righteous divination, visions, dreams, etc. But when the Most High puts darkness over you, that's a punishment. It's a curse. He removes the ability to have dreams. He removes the ability for visions. And he removes the ability for divination. He takes it away. Okay? But don't listen to my words. Listen to this. The book of Micah chapter 3. We're going to read from verse 1 to... We're going to read from verse 1 to verse 8. Listen. And I, Micah, said, hear, I pray you, you heads of Jacob and rulers of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know justice? You who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck and steal the skin from off my people and their flesh from off their bones. Micah is chastising the leaders of the nation of Israel, the liars, the false prophets. Yes, you who eat the flesh of my people and strip their skin from off them, who break their bones and chop them in pieces as for the pot, like meat in a big kettle. Do y'all hear this? The leaders of Israel, your pastors, your bishops, your elders, your priests, they all were corrupt. Verse 4, then will they cry to the Lord, but he will not answer them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, because they have made their deeds evil. Verse 5, thus saith the Lord concerning the false prophets. You see this? That's like 99.9% of every pastor out here. Concerning the false prophets who make my people err. When they have anything good to bite with their teeth, they cry peace. And whoever gives them nothing to chew, against them they declare a sanctified war. Do you hear that? If you giving them tithes, bless you, brother. God is going to bless you, brother. Christ is going to bless you, brother. But if you ain't paying your tithes, they're going to tell you that God is going to get you, brother. You see that? This is the kind of stuff that made the Most High take away righteous divination from us. I know you see it. Verse 6. Therefore it shall be, therefore means because you did all these things, therefore it shall be night to you. Night means darkness. It shall be night to you, so that you shall have no vision. Yes, it shall be dark to you without divination. It's going to be dark to you, which means you're going to be cursed and you're going to be left without divination. You see that? That is a curse. These things they are naming to you right now is what happens when you have darkness put on you, when you're being punished, when the Most High is pissed at you. Again, it says, and it shall be night to you, so that you shall have no vision. Yes, it shall be dark to you without divination. Dreams, divination, visions, it's all a part of the same cake. And when the Most High puts you in darkness, judgment, punishment, he strips you of those things. And the sun shall go down over the false prophets. You see that? And the day shall be black over them. Do you see that? I'm talking to somebody. This should be very encouraging to you, because it should show you that not being able to divine is a punishment when you're in darkness. And it was because of the false prophets. And it transferred onto the people because we followed them. That's why right now, many people out there, you think that righteous divination is evil because the Most High took it away from us. Look. Verse 7, and the seers shall be put to shame, and the diviners shall blush and be confounded. Yes, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer from God. He ain't giving no visions, no dreams, no spiritual powers to do righteous divination, nothing. Darkness went down. And that's why many people have even questioned whether the Most High God is real. You see that? I'm talking to somebody. Look, verse 8. But truly, after all of that, listen to this. He's rebuking and chastising, letting you know that the Most High stripped all of the prophets, right? All of the false prophets, because that's what it said. But verse 8 says, but, and when you hear but, means something else is getting ready to happen. But truly, Micah, he's making a difference between himself, Micah, and the rest of these wicked niggas, false prophets. But truly, Micah, am full of power. Do you see that? What kind of power do you think he was talking about? Power to do push-ups or to lift weights? Power to beat somebody up in a fist fight? Righteous divination kind of power. All the things that he's saying that these people could not do, the false prophets had their power stripped. He said, y'all are weak and you being punished. No visions, no dreams, no divination, no answer from Yah. But Micah, am full of power, of the spirit of Yahweh, and of justice and might. Micah was ready to rock and roll. Micah was ready for whatever. Can you tell by the way he's talking? He said he was full. He didn't say I got a little power. He didn't say I got a lot. He says, but truly I, Micah, am full of power, of the spirit of Yahweh, and of justice. Heard that sound confirmation? And of might. To declare to Jacob his transgressions and to Israel his sin. Do you hear that? Do you hear that, beloved? When you turn to the Most High God and you serve him and him alone, you can become like Micah. He didn't say he wanted to be full of power. He was speaking from the I am perspective. He said, I am full of power. Not he was getting ready to be full of power. Not he will be full of power. Not he wants to be full of power. He said, I am. When you say the words, I am, Whatever you repeat right after that has the power of God behind it. And I know you heard that sound confirmation. Listen to this. Turn with me to the book of Psalms, chapter 127. Except Yahweh builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Except Yahweh keeps the city, the watchman wakes, but in vain. That is telling you, if Yahweh doesn't build your house, doesn't matter how much work you put into it, you're wasting your time. And if Yahweh does not keep the city safe, you can have all the bodyguards and the goons you want. The city is going to fall. Verse 2, it is vain for you to rise up early, to take rest late, to eat the bread of anxiousness. Toil, for he gives blessings to his beloved in sleep. You see that? You don't have to stress yourself getting up super early, staying up super late at night, pulling your hair out. It's a vain thing for you to rise up early and stress and to stay up late pulling your hair out. Why? And to eat the bread of the anxious toil, for he gives blessings to his beloved in sleep. When you go to sleep at night, the Most High God is giving you blessings in your sleep. See, this is the kind of psalmic meditation you need to be doing tonight, beloved. I bet you won't meditate on this tonight before you go to sleep. This is a new one right here for me to start meditating on. Verse 3, behold, children are a heritage from Yahweh, the fruit of the womb a reward. Do you hear that? When somebody is able to have children, the Most High said that that would be a reward, the fruit of your womb. But in this world that we're living in, people don't even have the chance to enjoy their children. And children don't have a chance to enjoy their parents. Listen to this. Verse 4, as arrows are in the hand of a warrior, so are the children of one's youth. You see that? As arrows are in the hand of a warrior, which means he got many arrows and they are a vicious weapon. They're strong. Arrows in the, you hear that? Arrows in the hand of a warrior are a weapon of mass destruction. As arrows are in the hand of a warrior, so are the children of one's youth. You see that? Your children can be a great asset to you if you are in the kind of environment where you actually can enjoy them, which we know right now, for many of us, that's not the case. Verse 5, happy, blessed, and fortunate is the man whose quiver is filled with them. You see that? Telling you, happy and blessed and fortunate is the man whose quiver is filled with them. Who's the them? The children. And the Most High said, happy and blessed and fortunate is the man whose quiver is filled with them. That means if you got a whole lot of children, that is supposed to be a blessing to you. But many of you know in 2026, if you have a whole lot of children, there's a good chance that that is not going to be a blessing to you or those children in this day and time. That's why we got to turn back to the Most High, Yah, and Him alone, so that this will start to take effect again. Verse 7 again. Verse 5 again. Happy, blessed, and fortunate is the man whose quiver is filled with them. They will not be put to shame when they speak with their adversaries in gatherings at the city's gate. Do you see that? On the nation of Israel, when every family has a lot of children, we will not be put to shame when our children are speaking against their adversaries, because we're going to have an army. Do y'all see that? Children are like arrows in the quiver. And if your quiver is filled with children, that means you got a whole lot of children, just like a warrior got a whole lot of arrows. And in the hands of a warrior, those arrows hit their mark. Do y'all see that? Same thing when you got children. Righteous children coming from a righteous family. All praises to the Most High God and Him alone. Let me see. Let me give you another scripture or two, and then I'll let you beloved ones go. Look, Proverbs 22, starting in verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold. The rich and poor meet together. Yahweh is the maker of them all. A prudent man sees the evil and hides himself, but the simple pass on and are punished with suffering. The reward of humility and the reverent and worshipful fear of Yahweh is riches and honor and life. Do you hear that? This is your reward for having humility and being reverent and being worshipful and having the fear of Yahweh. Your reward is riches and honor and life. Do you hear that, beloved? Do you hear that? I'm going to read that to you one more again. This is something to meditate on. Proverbs chapter 22, verse 4. The reward of humility and the reverent and worshipful fear of Yahweh is riches and honor and life. Riches, honor, and life. If that doesn't make you smile on the inside, no matter what you got going on the outside, this life is not easy. This physical realm that we are in, this 3D realm, it's not easy. But this is not the only realm that exists. It's not. It's the one that we inhabit right now with these bodies. But one day you're going to come up out of these bodies and you're going to go into another realm. And you're going to know what I'm talking about. Get it right while you're on this side, beloved. That's your reward. Honor, riches, and life. That's the reward for people who fear the Most High God. For people who have humility. And you go against the whole world to serve Yah only. That's your reward. And that's what you got to remind yourself of every time you're going, excuse me, every time you're going through hard times. Every time you just seem like you can't catch a break. You can't give up. You can't quit. Quitters never win, beloved. And I know you're not a quitter. I'm not going to let you quit. I'm not going to quit. And you are my brother. You are my sister. I'm not going to let you quit. We are not going to let you quit. We are not going to quit. We're going to keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And then one day, Most High willing, we just going to wind up finding ourselves in the kingdom. That's how that's going to work. But first, it's in here. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Bootstrap to Millions ebook live on Amazon right now. Link in the video description as well as the pinned comment section, beloved. Tomorrow's on Saturday, we will be going live, Most High willing. And we're going to be talking about what's going to happen to you the very moment you come up out of your body. I'm talking about soon as you pass away, what happens to you the next second after death. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, Most High willing. Tav X Hebrews, purity and becoming one.